and welcome to another episode of The Achievers Power, the show where we explore the stories and strategies of successful individuals who are really making impact in the communities and the world at large. My name is Victoria Showumi, aka First Lady V. I am your host, and every week I am excited, to have phenomenal women in the house to really hear their stories and also for them to inspire and equip us. And today in the studio with me, I have an awesome, phenomenal lady, Crystal Ikanih-Musa. She's here. She's an international lawyer, guys. She's a BBC commentator. She is a global government affairs expert and also an education development expert. And she's here. She's going to be telling us a little bit about our journey and also be inspiring us as well. So join me as I welcome a good friend of mine, Crystal.
Hello, nice to meet you, Victoria. It's nice to be speaking with you today on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We are so excited to have you. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us today. So, if you can just introduce yourself and share a little bit more about yourself to our audience.
Sure, my name is Crystal Ikanih-Musa. I'm an international lawyer and international development professional. I'm also the founder and managing partner at Visa Immigration Pro, a virtual law practice that I started. And I also consult with institutions like the World Bank. I've worked very closely with individuals like Malala Yousafzai. And I've also, yes, I'm a BBC commentator as well on education subjects. And so I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to share about my experience, what I do, and hopefully we can all learn from each other today.
Thank you for that introduction. Thank you. I mean, you are a global person and I've served on different boards. So just tell us what is the passion? What led you becoming a lawyer?
So I remember when I was a younger child and I learned what a contract was. And
Oh.
so I learned that a contract can be enforceable. So I was like around the age of 8. And so when someone told me that if you write a contract on a piece of paper, both parties have to abide by it. So what I did was I wrote a contract for my father to buy McDonald's for me. And I took it to him and made him sign it. And to be honest, when I look back, that's my first time of showing any signs of wanting to be a lawyer. And it's quite interesting that you see these signs in younger children about where their interests lie because it piqued my interest. And so as I went about my educational career, I learned about the legal profession and I realized that it has power. The law has power. I was interested in writing laws and policy and how they were created and that arm of the government. And so from an early age, actually, I tailored my ambitions towards being a lawyer. I didn't know what type I wanted to be until I graduated from my undergraduate and then I entered law school. And that's when I really knew that I wanted to practice international law. And I knew that I wanted to practice in a unique way, not your typical working at a law firm or in-house counsel route. And that involved me basically creating my own pathway. A lot of people didn't understand what I was doing, but thankfully it worked out.
That is good. Oh wow, that is interesting, and I think I'm in the healthcare, and I think with the in the legal profession as well. You guys have like the diversity there because you can choose to work in different sector, and I think that is a great thing. So now, how was school for you learning and doing like a studying international law? How was that? Was that easy? Was it a challenge? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I wouldn't say I studied international law because I went to the University of the District of Columbia, David A. Clark School of Law in Washington, D.C. And that law school is known more so for public service, public affairs type of
Okay.
roles. So usually people who graduate from there end up going into government type of legal roles. And so what I had to do was I had to find ways to actually learn what international law meant and
Ah.
looked like. So it was a good strategic location being in Washington, D.C., because that's where a lot of international institutions, international opportunities are. And there were also other law schools that had really good international law programs. And so I would say law school was very difficult. Everyone knows that when you go to law school, the Socratic method, if you survive it, you feel prepared to survive anything. And so it was a tough 3 years, but it was also, I would say, some of the best years that I've had. Looking back, I really enjoyed it. And so because I knew I wanted an international legal career, I really buckled down, did my research, networked so that I could meet people who were doing things similar to what I wanted to do.
Oh wow. Okay, that is interesting. And I like that you talked about, you break out of, knowing what you want to do, the area you want to serve, and then looking for people in that area that you could, that could guide you, and you can actually get some additional information that could help you to practice. So since you've been practicing international law, so how has it been? Compared to other people, like in the other, maybe policy, government role. So how has it been for you? What do you like most about it?
So yeah, so I would say the way that I use my law degree is in a portfolio way. Um, One, I use it in the international development sector. And so a lot of roles that I've gotten and worked in the past usually deal with government affairs, advocacy, and policy reform. So having my law degree has really helped me build an expertise within the development sector to assist with those type of high level interactions, advising high level government officials, and also helping with legislation, policy reform, drafting, like that. But then I also have a love for the standard practice of law. And when I was in law school, I was a part of the immigration law clinic. So my university had clinics where you can actually practice under senior attorneys. And so the immigration law clinic introduced me to the practice of immigration law, which is what I actually enjoy doing as well. And so I told myself that I don't have to squeeze into one box and fit into one style of being a lawyer. I can actually diversify because I have different skill sets. And so that's how I started Visa Immigration Pro, which is my legal practice where we focus on U.S. immigration law and business law. And so it's a virtual practice. I work with other lawyers and paralegals, and we offer services like that.
So with your practice, the visa immigration pros, so how is it going, and what type of people are you serving?
Service clients from all 50 states and around the world. So my biggest clientele, honestly, is the African community. And we do have clients from all over the world, all over the continent of Africa. But then we have clients who are in different countries as well. And then being able to service all 50 states gives me the opportunity to provide those services to those who need it without any restrictions to your location. And so we've been around for about 8 years, I would say, and we've been doing well. You can look us up on our social media handles, Visa Immigration Pro, our website, everything. And so it's been a really good experience that I enjoy doing as well. It's also an opportunity for me to connect with students. So we help students with creating strategies for them to transition from being F1 students and to becoming either permanent residents or finding other visa pathways. And that's something that also ties into my development side, which is the education sector, where I have a lot of experience too.
Oh, that is interesting that you serve everyone across the 50 states. So you are not really limited to any geographical location. So it doesn't matter. And you can help with any type of visa, whether you're talking about the student visa or any other type of visa. So you can help with that. Awesome.
Yes, yes.
So, in your career, either as a business person or with the things that you've done before, what are some things that you can what are some things that has helped you to really be successful in your law practice and even in other things that you do, because you are a woman with this diverse skill set? So, what contribute to your success?
First, I would say what contributes to my success is the fact that I believe in myself. One thing that law school did for me was it helped me realize that even if I don't know the answer, I can find out. And that always gave me confidence that whenever I'm in a situation where I may not know the answer, I can do the research and I can find out. And I can also provide advice and should feel confident in that. Because a lot of people honestly don't know the answers to everything, and we're all trying it out. The next skill set that I feel adds to my success is networking. Networking is very important in building your network. And when I tell people about networking, I don't mean just networking up. I network up vertically, horizontally, because it's important. You never know where your next opportunity is going to come from. And so I believe that networking has always been something that opens doors for me. And then always building my expertise. I do a lot of reading daily. I take in a lot of knowledge daily. When I first started in the international development sector, I told myself I wanted to become an expert, especially in the education sector. So every day I took out minimum 20 minutes just to digest materials about what's happening in the education sector, what's happening across different countries, because I knew I wanted to go to the global level. And so because I built that expertise, I started off at the national level working with grassroots organizations. I was able to start working with the regional level where I oversaw so many regional countries in Africa. And then now I'm at the global level, offering my services to these global institutions, because now I can handle a portfolio that's wider and covers more of the globe. So building that expertise, digesting knowledge, whether it's a podcast, reading, I just make sure that every day I'm learning something and staying up to date on current events in my sector.
That is amazing. That is amazing. You talk about believing yourself, networking as and also working on yourself, building your expertise. So every single day you are investing time into something so you can know more about those things and also be a blessing to other people. So now I want to ask if we have people like in law school now or aspiring to become a lawyer, what are some advice you can give to them?
Yeah, so advice I would give to future lawyers is to try to figure out what type of law you may want to practice, what areas are your interests. Just like you said, Victoria, law is very diverse. We can actually fit ourselves into so many different sectors and different areas. And so start thinking about where you're interested in, and then start reaching out to people. What I did when I was in law school and I realized that I wanted to have an international career, study and work within international law, I randomly Googled someone that seemed to be doing what I wanted to do. I emailed the lady and she gave me some really good advice. And the advice set me on the pathway to where I am now. So you just never know. Reach out to people, ask them questions. Don't ask, be specific in the questions you ask because everyone is busy. So you don't want to waste their time. And then network while you're in law school because your classmates, they're going to be your colleagues, and they're going to be the ones that are in positions in the future that can open doors for you. And likewise, you can open doors for them. So be forward thinking. And right now, you may be a student. Just know that after being a student comes the professional career that you will have. And these are the people that you're going to be interacting with.
Oh, thank you for that. And I think in any career that somebody chooses to do, they can apply the same mechanism in like, networking, building that relationship. And when you see someone that is doing something you aspire to do, to reach out to them, not to be afraid, right? And to reach
Yes,
out to
yes.
them. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, so now I want us to bring it back to what you've been doing for the past 8 years with your organization, the Visa Immigration Pros, because we are such in this administration that we are in, a lot of things are going on and all of that. So if we have people with immigration issue or they are concerned what might happen to them, what advice do you have for people like that, especially here in the United States?
Yeah, so we've seen with this administration a lot of executive orders that have been signed into law. We also see that a lot of the executive orders are being challenged by the judiciary and lawsuits. So right now, I do advise a lot of clients who come to me about what their rights are. It's very important for you to know what your rights are as an immigrant, a non-US citizen living in the United States. And so that's very important for them to know. Also, I do advise that everyone should get a plan in place, a strategy in place. If you're not a US citizen, you need a legal plan in place so that you know how you're going to work your way to becoming a US citizen. Even if you're a permanent resident, what's the plan for you to become a US citizen as well? With the current administration and the current climate right now in the United States, those are the top things I would advise people to start doing right now. Start thinking ahead, knowing your rights. As we see, there are a lot of ICE raids, and sometimes they do make mistakes. So it's important for everyone, if you're even a green card holder, to hold your green card, hold your identification. If you're on a visa, have your visa on your person. So these are some of the advice I've been giving to clients who have engaged me. And if anyone is interested, they can reach out and get personal advice for their case. But this has definitely been for, like education reasons. I always have to give that disclaimer that it's not legal advice, but it's for education and informational purposes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And so for right now, you are able to take on like new clients if people want to reach out to you and ask
Absolutely.
questions. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
our team is ready.
Okay, okay. So, and I just want you to really share a little bit because you talk about having a legal plan, especially for those who are non-citizens of the United States. So you're talking about having a legal plan because you don't know what can happen. So what does that plan include, especially for, maybe let me ask in two ways for who are either they have green card or maybe like they are here on their student visa. What is the legal plan for them that they can consider?
Yeah, so for someone that's on a green card, that's more straightforward because it depends if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you can apply for your U.S. citizenship within 3 years. If you're married to another permanent resident, you've gotten your permanent residency through another means outside of marrying a U.S. citizen, you can apply within 5 years. So working up towards that moment where you can apply for naturalization, that's the type of plan we would create for you, because there are requirements you have to meet, like physical presence, filing your taxes. So we will create that plan so that by the time you're ready to naturalize and apply, you have everything you need ready. Okay. Now, when it comes for students, F1 visa holders, we have a free OPT guide that is on our website right now. Optional practical training is a big part of their process that can help them and lead towards permanent residency, hopefully, and getting U.S. citizenship. But you need a plan, because you need to see what routes are available for you specifically, because each case is different. So there are STEM has more opportunities if you're studying a STEM within a STEM field. And so we're able to look at your case and tell you what possible pathways you may have towards getting a green card and then ultimately citizenship.
Oh, okay. Thank you for answering that, because when you were talking about legal plan, like, is this something that an individual can do? But I think you've answered it that. So if you want a legal plan, you need to consult a legal professional. Let them help you. And like she said, every case is so different, right? Because the thing is, something that I found out is people try to get information from other individuals like them and see if the same situation applies to them, whereas it may not be the same. So I think you said the best way is to consult a legal person, right? They will look at your case and see what is available for you, and then they can give you the plan and then work on that from there. Okay, that is amazing. That is amazing.
Yes,
Oh, I love that.
very well. Very
I'm trying. So I want to now ask, this is back to your career, because you deal with a lot of international policy, a lot of international agency. What are some of the things that has helped you, as a leader, to be able to partner and work with this organization?
Yeah, I think it's how you position yourself. So location has been something that has been a strategic tool for me, I would say. So immediately graduating from law school, I knew I wanted overseas experience, because in the development sector, overseas experience is very important. And so I made sure that I gained that overseas experience. And of course, I started from home, which is Nigeria. I'm Nigerian. And so I immediately, after graduating and taking the bar, I just went out to Nigeria. I had a fellowship. And so that started my overseas experience, and that set me apart. Then I would also say that my networks, I networked very well with individuals within the development sector. And so I would see when jobs were coming out, or someone would share it with me. And that really makes a difference within this sector. And once you get into the sector, it's a bit difficult to get into the sector, but once you get in, you can maneuver your way into different institutions. And once you find the area of your interest, like for me, it has been education. And so I found myself in there, and I've been able to create a deeper network within the education sector. And so you'll become more exposed to the organizations that work within your niche area, and you're building contacts through your work. So with each work experience that I always had, I was always thinking about the future as well. Where would I like to go after? What contacts do I need to make, knowing that I won't be in this organization or institution forever? And then to be honest, I've been very blessed that doors have opened. One of the highlights of my career has been working with Malala, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate. That really opened doors for me early on in my career, and it was a very good experience and it put me out there. And so finding positions that you feel will also elevate your personal brand, even outside of your job. So understanding that you are a brand as well, that's always been something that has helped me because people invest in you. You know, the job title and the position may disappear one day, but who you are as the expert, your brand will always be there.
I mean, and thank you for touching up on the personal brand, because recently with the new administration, what I see, I've come along some people who said they were let go of their position because they were, you know, quote unquote, part of the
Yeah.
DEI, things like that. So you may have job yesterday and then the next day the landscape has changed. But then you talk about personal branding, because that can really help you when job situation changes and you need to really to move up, you know, to other things and get into other
Yeah,
things.
reinvent yourself.
Reinvent yourself. I like that language.
Yeah.
Reinvent yourself. So if you are listening, maybe things have changed, the landscape of your job has changed, you've been affected one way or the other. She talks about reinvent yourself. Can you speak a little bit about that? Because I like that
Yeah.
term.
Yes, and to be honest, I learned that from commentator actually. Um, when I transitioned out of one of my roles, BBC reached out to me because they wanted to speak to someone from that organization, but I told them I was no longer with that organization, and they were like, "No, we actually just want to speak to you." They've looked me up and they feel that I'm an expert and that I have really good insight. And so that's how that door opened. And so just understanding that even when the role changes or you're no longer in that position, that who you are is what matters, that you've invested in building yourself up as well professionally and your brand. And so that's been something that has shown me the worth of investing in my brand and being able to reinvent myself as well. The terrain is definitely changing. Development is changing. We see what's happening with USAID as well, and we're all watching what's going to happen to so many international institutions that the U.S. is a part of. And so we're watching to see what's going to happen. And if you really invested in yourself and in your brand, you know, you won't be as worried and scared because you know that you've created value not only for yourself, but within the sector.
That is amazing, because things are changing every day, things are evolving every day, and when you're able to reinvent yourself, work on yourself, you know, invest in yourself, and you can be able to leverage even the previous experience even into something. Oh, thank you for that. So I have probably like one or two questions for you as we wrap up. So I just want you to kind of share some of the personal habits or routines that really help you, and also that can be helpful to other women or other leaders, business people out there.
Yeah, I'm someone, I like routine, right? I like to have a schedule. I'm very organized and every second counts for me. So, especially more so because I'm balancing work that can be very demanding, entrepreneurship, and a family as well. I have three children and I'm married also. And so I wake up early. I usually wake up in the mornings between 5 and 6 a.m. And the first thing I do is I go and I do my devotional. I read my Bible, spend some time with my creator, and really center myself and my thoughts for the day. I like to ensure that I'm thinking positively. It really sets the tone for how I go about my day. And then I like to also exercise in the morning. It helps me to wake up, get my adrenaline, and to stay healthy. It's really important to stay healthy and give your body that time. And then I spend time also just thinking and strategizing in the morning about what I want to accomplish for that day. I'm the type of person I make a to-do list for each day. And it's not even that long because I don't like to be overwhelmed. And so I like to at least have 3 things that I want to accomplish each day. And that helps me to feel accomplished, like I achieved something at the end of the day, because usually you can achieve at least 3 things in a day. So that's usually what I do, and my method that I feel adds to my success: routine, organization. I work and I know when my peak times are. I'm the type of person around 3 o'clock, I start crashing, but from early in the morning, from 7 a.m., you have me at my best. And so I can start work very early, because I'm crashing at 3 usually. And so that's even been something that helps me when I'm managing other people, understanding their peak work times as well, because everyone is different.
That is true. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. So for those who are hearing now, watching and listening, she has said some of the things that is helping her, and even to be able to balance, busy mom, an entrepreneur, wearing multiple hats, is having your routines. And she talks about staying healthy and know your time, and get at least, say, everybody, we can get at least 3 things done in a day before you begin to wind down your day. So let me ask you, what is next for you? What are the big things you are trying to achieve? What that you see on the horizon for you?
Yes. So because I have so many years of experience in the development sector, I am actually in the process of starting a consulting firm with my co-founder. It's called Engage Africa. And it's focused on changing the narrative of Africa, basically ensuring that the world sees Africa the way that it should see. And we're doing this by creating opportunities. We're doing this by creating social impact initiatives, working with the creative industries as well. And so it's going to be a firm that offers technical and strategic support with things like government affairs as well. So honing in on all of our skill sets that me and my co-founder has. And yeah, we're looking forward to really launching that and developing that. I'm also, of course, continuing with Visa Immigration Pro. It is my baby. It's my practice. And right now, things are hot with this
I know,
administration.
right?
So we are ramping things up. I have a workshop that's coming up in Atlanta for the National African Students Association. Also, I'll be attending the American Immigration Lawyers Association conference as well. So you guys might see me around because I will be around Atlanta doing all of that. And then last but not least, I will continue developing my brand and working as a consultant as well within the international development space, branching out into so many different sectors, even outside of education, like climate change, gender, health, and working at the intersectionalities that those sectors have with education also. So I'm looking forward to working with more institutions. Currently, I'm working with the United Nations, World Bank as well, and adding to my list of organizations that I work with.
Wow, that is amazing. So I'm looking forward to Engage Africa, you said. So I'm looking forward to that. So and
Yes.
thank you for all the things that you are doing, adding value and just really sharing your knowledge with a lot of people and serving, at different capacity. So as we wrap up today, what are some just tips, advice that you want to give to our audience, especially female, and especially for those of us in the United States, maybe with that has to do with immigration, or those who are really trying to reinvent themselves, or just some general uh, tips for success in life?
That's the first thing. Believe in yourself. believe that it's possible, and then take action. Take action. A lot of people, they believe in themselves, but then they won't take action. So what's the point of that? Or you don't believe in yourself, but you're taking action. You're second guessing yourself. So you won't be confident. So combine both and then go for your dreams. It's out there. A lot of us feel that if we try something for 3 months and we don't see the success, that we should give up. No, a lot of successful people have been doing what they're doing for years. And you never know when the moment will come, when that time will come, when it's your turn, when that breakthrough will happen and you will break forward. So look to the end goal and keep striving every day towards that day, because that day will come. Every effort you put in, you will see the outcome of it eventually.
Wow. Thank you so much. So believe in yourself, take action. Don't give up so quickly, okay? Continue to do what you're doing, because you don't know when the moment will come that the door will just open for you. So thank you so much, Crystal, for spending the time with us today. You have really touched on so many things that I believe those who are listening, those who are watching will be able to hold on to, and they can apply even into their lives. And also thank you also, because we are in a season where a lot of people have questions regarding immigration and what is to happen next, that you are in that area to be able to serve those who might need that help. So thank you for really being here today. So guys, this has been an awesome time with Crystal today. I believe she has shared something that really touches your heart, and if so, I really want you to and subscribe to this channel. It's free. Just subscribe. And also, if what she had shared today, somebody who can benefit from our knowledge, please make sure you share with them. And if you know somebody with an immigration issue challenge, also please send this information over to them. We are going to be putting in the description how to connect with her. So if you have any immigration challenge, if you want a legal plan that she talked about, if you are an aspiring lawyer and you have some question, or you are an international organization and you really want to partner with her, we are going to be having all the information in the description. But I want you to take something with you today that she said: believe in yourself and take action. So do not stop believing in yourself. Believe in yourself, and as you believe in yourself, then you act on that. So I'm glad you are here today. So if this has added value to you, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe, and continue to achieve success. This is Victoria Showme, and I will see you next time. God bless you. Take care now.
Bye.